Hi everyone, welcome to NARC-Recovery Channel. My name is Angela and I am a survivor of narcissistic abuse. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about the different stages of healing that you can expect to go through after you go no contact with the narcissist. Everyone's journey is probably going to be a little bit different, and I'm mostly basing this off of what my personal experience has been like, but I think it may help to give you guys a little guidance to know what to expect after you leave the narcissist and go no contact and really start taking steps towards your own healing. So so the first stage that we usually go through is the denial stage. This is usually around the discard, the breakup, when we're first starting to find things out. We might really be starting to see those red flags now that we were ignoring before. They kind of get to a point where they can't be ignored anymore, or the abuse just escalates to such a degree that we have to really, decide that this situation isn't healthy for us. But that can be a hard step to take, and we might spend quite a period of time in denial of that. I know that I did, especially once I got to the third narcissist and I started to catch on that he was cheating on me. I did not want to accept that. I did not want to believe that, and so I denied it for a few weeks before my intuition was finally just like, nope, this is what's happening, it's time to deal with it. And so I ended up going through his phone in the middle of the night and finding stuff that I didn't like, which isn't surprising, And when I confronted him about it the next day, he just completely raged and kicked me out of the house, and I just barely moved all of my stuff in the house. It was only like 2 or 3 days in, and I really started to pick up on the cheating vibes, and I didn't want to face it, I didn't want to accept it, and ultimately it came down to a discard when I confronted him about the stuff that I found. So that's usually kind of the first stage, but if you're in that stage, it means you're ready to start this journey. You're starting to see what's really going on, and you're starting to see that you've been in denial about the situation, and it's time to face it, confront it, and deal with it, and do what you got to do, no matter how painful, because abuse is way more painful than, taking care of yourself and getting out of the situation. So a broken heart, it heals. Abuse can cause trauma that lasts a lifetime, so it's important to get out of the situation. And so once we start to pick up on what's going on, then we usually are in shock, pain, denial. We feel betrayed, we're brokenhearted. We want nothing more than to have the narcissist back. This could be after discard or after no contact when you do finally make the break. It's incredibly painful. It's very difficult. Each day is a struggle to get through. All you want is your narcissist back. It's a terrible bond that is very difficult to break, and we get so invested emotionally with our narcissist that it's excruciating not to have them in our lives. But you have to understand that this bond is incredibly toxic. It's not love that you're feeling for the narcissist. It's a toxic attraction that is not healthy, okay? It's not love. What you're feeling, it's both of your toxicity created this bond of toxicity, and it's very difficult to break. It's like a drug addiction or anything else, it's tough to break that. Our hearts are still invested, but it's not a healthy love relationship. And that's what I mean when I say it's toxic. It's just really, really not healthy for us at all. And I hate to say it, guys, but you're going to be in that place of pain, missing the narcissist, the betrayal, just trying to wrap your head around everything that happened. Because once you learn about the narcissist and you start to put the pieces together and understand, at least I spent a good period of time going back over the relationships and seeing where all those red flags were, where I didn't do this, or I didn't see that, or I just kind of had to ruminate on it for a while and put all the pieces together so that I could understand it myself. And so that for me was really healing, especially in that heartbreak stage of trying to stay away from the narcissist, being utterly just crushed at the fact that, they were sleeping with my friends. All of them slept with my best friends, of course, the closest ones. So yay, best friends too, right? But it was hard to accept that, and it was hard to accept that betrayal and the lies and just all the backstabbing that was involved with the narcissist and people around the narcissist and people that were around me. I just had toxic people all the way around, friends, family, lovers. I had so many knives in my back by the time I was through this little escapade with narcissist and all of that I couldn't trust anyone anymore, and I didn't. So I was really, really feeling betrayed, hurt, backstabbed, and that lasted for a little while. I mean, it took me at least a good kind of year to really work through the pain of that. I've been out since 2016, and it's been a process. Like, it's been 3 or 4 years now, but I'm still working through it. But the pain of it is the worst at that stage, but it does get less and less and less the further down you get, especially if you are doing the healing work and really coaching yourself and mentoring yourself and pushing yourself forward to get past the narcissist. You have to want to do it, and you have to understand that nobody can do it for you. You have to fight the fight. You have to fight for your life in this situation. So we go through a period of time in that, and then we start to become angry about it. Like, I got really angry about the whole situation. I was angry at myself because I felt really duped by the narcissist. How could I be so stupid? How could I trust my friends? Why did I trust anyone? I should have just assumed everyone was stabbing me in the back because they were. There was a big stage of being angry, and then there was a big stage of wanting nothing more than to hurt the narcissist. I wanted to see the narcissist burn alive. Like, I was just so angry, and I wanted revenge, and I wanted karma, and I wanted all of that stuff and everything bad to happen to the narcissist. And all that really did, I mean, I needed to go through that phase of it, but it just kept me in my own pain. And that's the thing about holding on to anger and the need for revenge, is it just holds you in your own pain. And so I had to take the time and really, really learn about the narcissist. And this is what helped me get over the anger part. Was I watched videos, I read blogs, I learned every possible thing I could about the narcissist, because I needed to understand what makes this person tick and what the hell happened and how did I get into this. And so I spent a long period reading, studying, learning, understanding the mindset of the narcissist and why they do what they do, and that really started to give me a new perspective on the narcissist. And I was able to shift my focus at that point from the narcissist is this evil, mean person who was out to victimize me, which yes, they were, but I was able to shift it to, how did I sit here and wave my hand like, please victimize me, please victimize me. And so that's where I had to kind of make that shift from victim to survivor. When you're angry, you're still in victim mode. And once you learn to shift the focus back onto you, that's when you really shift into survivor mode. So once you're able to really empower yourself and to really begin to rise above the abuse, to have healthier relationships, to have cultivated more self-love, to become the best version of yourself that you were always meant to be, then it's easier to find forgiveness for the narcissist, because you're going to have a perspective of just how sick and twisted they really are, and that it was never about you personally. It was about teaching you a lesson. That's all the narcissist was a lesson in self-love. For me, it took 3 narcissists to learn it. It was a tough lesson to learn, but I did learn it, and that is the goal. And it's the goal for you too. It's about learning to love yourself. and to protect yourself, because if you're letting narcissists in your life, you're not protecting yourself. You're letting people come at you with knives from all angles. Like, you got to be able to put up that shield and be like, hell no, this doesn't even get started. I'm shutting it down right now. That's empowering yourself, when you can stand up and protect yourself from abusers, from people who would hurt you and take you and steal from you and run you all over. And that's a lesson that we really have to learn, especially as empaths, is to protect ourselves. We can't love everyone. Not everyone deserves our love. And we want to love everyone because that's who we are. But one of our biggest lessons is learning that not everybody deserves our love. But once we're able to get these perspectives on it, then we're really able to find some forgiveness. And for me, it's been a little at a time. I still haven't forgiven my narcissist completely at all, none of them. But it's a little at a time. And it's just been by seeing just how twisted and wounded and toxic they are, and that what they do is acting out their own deep, dark self-loathing that they feel inside. And I almost feel sorry for them because they have so much darkness, so much hate and anger and jealousy inside of them. Think of what that would feel like as an empath, to walk around with nothing but darkness and hate, and to look for people that you can steal their energy from. And like, that's what's going on inside of them all the time. Like, we are able to rise above it. We are able to heal our hearts and shine more beautiful than ever in our truest loving vibration. The narcissist will never have that. So if you have a heart beating in your chest and you have empathy, you won. You won. It doesn't matter. The narcissist will always be a miserable, dark creature that has to feed off of loving beings in order to even get the slightest bit of relief. And trust me, I'm sure their best relief from the greatest supply is still shit compared to how they feel inside. They're nasty. Like, no. So once you're able to really get that perspective on them, that they're just what they are, it's able to work on finding that forgiveness and work on understanding that they're just wounded, sick individuals. And, you know, like I said, it doesn't really have that much to do with you other than to teach you a lesson. So once you're able to get this perspective, then you're finally ready to just move on, and you're ready to leave the narcissist in the past. It doesn't hurt in your heart anymore. It's something that you'll never ever forget. I promise you that. You will always remember the narcissist in that experience as a truly devastating and heartbreaking experience in your life. But you're gonna get to a point in your journey where you look back and you say, yeah, that was really shitty, but look how awesome it made me. I came through it. I fought through it. I got through that hard stuff and I overcame it. And now look at me, you know, like, I'm such a better person because of that experience. So then you get really the choice where you decide if you just want to completely leave that part of your life in the past and move on, or if you want to use your experience to help others and create more awareness. And that, for me, that was my choice, because I really wanted to just leave it behind and not ever think about it again and just go about my merry way. But I ultimately decided that there were too many people out there still suffering at the hands of the narcissist. And if there was any way that I could use my experience or the knowledge or the wisdom that I've gained from my experience with the narcissist to help other people be able to get the perspective to be able to get the hell out of that situation and really take control of your life again, or for the first time, who knows, but get out of the situation and understand that it's not meant to be a forever situation. It never was. I know it feels like it was. It feels like a deep connection with the narcissist, but it's only that way to get you to have these feelings of love towards the narcissist so that you could learn the lesson that the narcissist was contracted to teach you. Learn the lesson, do the healing work, move on, and then you get to meet your real and true love. But take time out, be alone with yourself. Make sure that you completely love yourself before you even attempt another relationship, because if you don't, it's very likely you could get caught up in the same toxic cycles. So for me, I've taken the last 4 years, I haven't bothered to really get involved in another relationship because I've been totally focused on self-love and spirituality and helping others, and my focus hasn't even been on relationships and men. And yeah, a big part of that is because I was extremely traumatized by love, but I've worked through a lot of that, and I know when I do find a healthy partner, healthy being the key word, then I'm open to the idea of love again. I've really done a lot of work on my heart and opening my heart and clearing out hatred and anger and resentment towards men and relationships and sex and love. Like, I've had to work through a lot of dark feelings around that kind of stuff because the narcissist really installs a lot of shame around sex, a lot of anger towards men, especially if we have abandonment issues where men have abandoned us repeatedly. Then when the narcissist abandoned us, it just compacts that wounding. Like, there's a lot of painful stuff that we have to work through. But once you do and you get on the other side, you're going to be so happy that you did. So don't go back to the narcissist. It's not meant to be a long-term thing. It's only there to teach you a lesson. So it's your choice at that point, after you decide you're ready to move on, whether you want to use your experience and knowledge to help others that are still suffering in the clutches of the narcissist, or if you just want to shut that door forever and move on with the rest of your life and find a healthy relationship. But once you get to this space anymore, you have done it, you've made it, and you're gonna feel so good about making it. So please don't go back to the narcissist. Don't give up on yourself. This is a fight for your life, your heart, your soul. This is a fight for your life, and I am not kidding. If you do not fight for yourself, you will die at the hands of the narcissist. So please fight for your life. You are worth it. I just really want to say that because I know how hard it can be. I've been there. I do. I know that I wanted to die. I didn't care about my life. So I get it. I do. But please, you have to fight for it. That's what this is about. And this is a journey. This is not something that happens quickly. It is a journey. You need to follow the journey. You need to listen to your heart and your soul, and you need to do what you're guided to do. And that's heal and get better and rise above this shit, and then watch your narcissist freaking hate you for it, because you're not going to care at that point. But just know and trust that they're going to hate you for growing. They're going to hate you for leveling up. They're going to hate you for forgetting about them or just not being willing to deal with their drama anymore. That's ultimately the revenge that happens with the narcissist. So it feels really good when they hit you up, and there's no part of you that wants anything to do with them. There's gold at the end of the path, okay? So emotional gold and a lot of justice that you will see later down the line. But you got to do this work first, okay? So anyways, I hope that helps you guys. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. And I will see you next time.